Hi there, this type of video is really not for people without any patience or that do not care about climate change, so you can just move on to the next message on X. If you are caring about it, then this might be interesting. It's an aspect of the whole climate situation that is not really accentuated or talked about a lot. That is how Earth retains solar energy. In this image you can see that there's the solar heat comes from outer space, goes through the atmosphere where it's absorbed by carbon dioxide and methane and some gases. Then it arrives at the Earth's surface, where it either, let's say, arrives on land or in the ocean. On land, there's a variation of reflection percentages that you can find on land. If there's snow on land, then it's highly reflective. If there's dark soil on land, so let's say carbon-rich earth, then a lot of energy is absorbed. So that is a variation. On the ocean, you also can have ice, but most of the ocean, when it's not ice, is highly absorbing. And what that means is basically that the solar heat is absorbed into the biosphere. When it is absorbed, if it's reflected, it is sent back to space, like it never arrived. That's the cool aspect, and also the cooling aspect of reflecting solar light. And the important reason why, let's say a good reason to talk about it, is that if you have carbon dioxide keeping more heat close to Earth and warming up the atmosphere, and it's a big problem, then you should be talking about how can we make sure that more solar heat that arrives on Earth is sent back into space, because we don't need it. How can you do that? Well, on land it's a matter of painting surfaces white, using special paints that can be highly reflective. It doesn't mean you need mirrors or glass, because you can make highly reflective surfaces using even protein, so egg white. If you foam up egg white, it's super reflective. It can be protein, it can be plastic, it can be calcium, which is, let's say, if you get down to it, it's a metal, but it's calcium oxide, very well known. Salt, I guess the salt seas and the salt flats are also pretty reflective, not as reflective as you would expect. And you can make artificial surfaces by foaming and by using all kinds of technologies. And the nice aspect of it is that once you do that and you find a way to do it which is durable, so for instance there's a company in Hong Kong that makes ceramic tiles that are highly reflective, and you pave the roof of your building with those tiles, or you pave a section near your city with the tiles, they keep reflecting the light back into space for a long time without needing any energy input. And maybe if you have a rain shower, then it cleans it off, or you have to go every now and then, you have to clean it. On the water, the 99% absorption is really a problem. It's heating the oceans pretty fast at the moment, and there's several ways to change that. But one of them would be to have floating biomass on the water. That means that the light doesn't get into the water, so it doesn't get absorbed deep into the water, but also that about 30% of it gets reflected back into space, which is more than zero, which is at the moment almost everywhere the water is highly reflective. Another technology could be to increase the amount of waves and foam on the ocean, let's say percentage-wise. That can be wind-driven, so it could be, let's say, a buoy somewhere in the ocean that just drags through the water and creates foam in the ocean, that then spreads out over a longer area or a wider area, because sea foam is highly reflective. So it's like can be close to the reflection of ice. That means that no heat gets into the water. These are some ideas, and I'll keep this video short. I have a website called Albedo Enhancement, and I want to make more work of it and find technologies, especially on the ocean, that are effective. And I'm already, of course, researching them and know a lot about them. But because these videos are barely being watched, they have to be short. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. And you can also support my Patreon.